One GMC diesel is already failing at 10,000 miles on brand new 2025 trucks. Another one runs 400,000 miles without a rebuild. 3 will bankrupt you. 4 will outlive the truck. Here's the list. Worst number 1, 6.5-liter turbo diesel, 1992 to 2000. Let's start with an engine that traumatized an entire generation of diesel truck owners. The 6.5-liter turbo diesel was GM's attempt to compete with Ford's 7.3-liter Power Stroke. On paper, it looked reasonable. A turbocharged V8 making around 180 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. Not impressive by modern standards, but adequate for the 90s. In reality, this engine was a disaster from day one. The most infamous problem was the PMD, the pump-mounted driver. This electronic module controls the fuel injection pump, and GM made the inexplicable decision to mount it directly on top of the injection pump itself, the hottest location in the entire engine bay. Heat kills electronics. Everyone knows this. Yet GM engineers thought mounting a critical computer module on top of a hot diesel injection pump was acceptable. The PMD failures became legendary. Owners would be driving down the highway and the truck would simply die. No warning, no codes beforehand, just sudden, complete loss of power. Sometimes it would restart after cooling down. Sometimes it wouldn't. Replacing the PMD costs $300 to $500 for the part, plus labor. But here's the problem. The replacement unit mounts in the same hot location. So it fails again and again. The only real fix is relocating the PMD away from the injection pump with an aftermarket kit. That's another $200 and several hours of labor. But the PMD was just the appetizer. The 6.5-liter had chronic cracking problems with both heads and blocks. The cast iron wasn't strong enough to handle repeated thermal cycles. Owners would find coolant in the oil in the coolant, or mysterious overheating that couldn't be traced to a traditional leak. A cracked head costs $1,500 to $2,000 to replace per side. A cracked block, that's a new engine, if you can find one worth putting in. The injection pump itself was another failure point. The Stanadyne DS4 pump was electronically controlled and notoriously unreliable. When it failed, it often sent metal shavings through the entire fuel system, contaminating injectors and fuel lines. Injection pump replacement runs $1,800 to $2,500. Add injectors, and you're looking at $4,000 or more. The 6.5-liter also had issues with optical sensors in the distributor, glow plug controllers that failed constantly, and a turbocharger that was undersized for any serious towing. This engine gave diesel trucks a bad reputation that took GM over a decade to recover from. If someone offers you a good deal on a 6.5-liter truck, run. The purchase price is irrelevant when you're facing $5,000 to $10,000 in inevitable repairs. Worst number 2, Duramax LML, 2011 to 2016. Now let's talk about an engine that looks great on paper until you understand what's hiding inside the fuel system. The Duramax LML was GM's diesel offering from 2011 to 2016. It made 397 horsepower and 765 pound-feet of torque. Those are impressive numbers. The engine runs smooth, tows heavy, and gets decent fuel economy. But there's a time bomb in the fuel system, and it's called the CP4.2. The CP4.2 is a high-pressure fuel pump made by Bosch. It replaced the proven CP3 pump used in earlier Duramax engines. GM and Bosch designed the CP4.2 to be lighter, more efficient, and better for emissions. What they didn't account for was American diesel fuel. European diesel fuel has significantly higher lubricity than American diesel. The CP4.2 was designed for European fuel standards. When it runs on American fuel, which has lower lubricity due to ultra-low sulfur requirements, the pump wears prematurely. And when a CP4.2 fails, it doesn't fail gracefully. The pump disintegrates internally. Metal shavings get sent throughout the entire fuel system at 2,000 plus PSI. Those shavings contaminate everything: fuel rails, fuel lines, and all 8 injectors. This isn't a pump replacement. This is a complete fuel system replacement. The repair bill typically runs $8,000 to $12,000. Some owners have reported bills exceeding $15,000 at dealerships. And here's the worst part. It can happen without warning at any mileage. Some owners have had CP4.2 failures at 50,000 miles. others at 120,000. There's no reliable pattern. The failure rate is estimated between 5 and 10% of all CP 4.2 pumps. That might sound low until you realize over 1 million trucks were built with this pump. That's 50 to 100,000 potential catastrophic failures. GM has faced class action lawsuits over this issue. They've never issued a recall. They've quietly extended some warranties for owners who complained loudly enough, but there's no official acknowledgement of a design defect. If you're shopping for a 2011 to 2016 Sierra HD or Yukon XL with the Duramax, you need to factor this risk into your decision. There are preventive measures: installing a lift pump to add fuel pressure, using diesel additives that increase lubricity, installing a CP 4.2 disaster prevention kit that catches debris before it spreads. But none of these are guaranteed solutions. The safest approach? Avoid the LML entirely. The earlier LMM uses the reliable CP3 pump. The later L5P uses a completely different Denso pump. Both are better choices than gambling with a CP 4.2 time bomb. Worst number 3, 3.0L Duramax LZ0, 2025 to 2026. This is the one that shocked me while researching this video. A brand new engine in brand new trucks already failing catastrophically. The 3.0-liter Duramax was GM's return to the half-ton diesel market. The original version, the LM2, launched in 2019 and had its share of problems: DEF system failures, fuel pump issues, cold start problems. GM said they fixed everything with the updated LZ0 version for 2025 and 2026 model years. More power, 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque. Better efficiency, improved reliability. The last part turned out to be a lie. In early 2025, GM issued Technical Service Bulletin 25NA307 for a thrust-bearing failure affecting 2025 trucks with the 3.0-liter diesel. The thrust bearing controls the crankshaft's axial movement. When it fails, you get excessive crankshaft end play and eventually catastrophic engine damage. Owners started reporting failures at less than 10,000 miles. Brand new trucks, factory warranty still active, engines completely destroyed. The symptoms start subtle: a slight knock at idle, some vibration that wasn't there before, maybe a check engine light. By the time most owners realize something is wrong, the damage is done. GM's recommended repair? Replace the entire engine. But here's where it gets worse. According to dealer reports, replacement engines are on back order. Owners are waiting weeks, sometimes months, for GM to supply a new engine. Their brand new $70,000 trucks are sitting in dealer service bays, undrivable. And it's not just 2025 models. Reports have emerged of 2026 trucks with the same thrust-bearing issue. This isn't a first-year production problem. It's a fundamental design flaw that GM carried forward. As of my research for this video, GM has not issued a recall. It's still classified as a TSB, a Technical Service Bulletin, which means owners have to actively complain to get coverage. There's no proactive notification. If you currently own a 2025 or 2026 GMC with the 3.0-liter diesel, monitor your engine carefully. Any unusual knocking, vibration, or warning lights should send you straight to the dealer. Document everything. If the dealer dismisses your concerns, escalate to GM customer service directly. If you're shopping for a new half-ton diesel GMC, my honest recommendation is to wait. Let GM sort out this issue. Let them identify the root cause and implement a fix. Don't be a beta tester for an engine that's clearly not ready. This is especially frustrating because the 3.0-liter had potential. When it works, it delivers excellent fuel economy and smooth power delivery. But right now, buying one is a gamble, and the stakes are a complete engine replacement. Quick thing, if this is saving you from an expensive mistake, hit subscribe. I put out videos every week helping GMC owners avoid costly repairs and find reliable trucks. Best number 1, Duramax LBZ 2006 to 2007. Now let's talk about the diesel engines that actually deserve your money. And we're starting with the legend. The Duramax LBZ is the most sought-after diesel engine GM has ever produced. It was only built for 2 model years, 2006 and 2007, which makes clean examples increasingly rare and valuable. What makes the LBZ so special? First, it's the last Duramax without emissions equipment complications. The LBZ has no diesel particulate filter, no diesel exhaust fluid system, no selective catalytic reduction, just a turbocharger, an intercooler, and an engine that breathes freely. This matters because emissions equipment is where most modern diesel problems originate. DPF regeneration cycles cause issues. DEF systems fail. SCR catalysts degrade. The LBZ has none of these failure points. Second, the LBZ has the proven Bosch CP3 fuel injection pump. Remember the CP 4.2 disaster I described on the LML? The CP3 doesn't have those problems. It's a robust, overbuilt pump that routinely lasts 300,000 miles or more without issues. Third, the LBZ is incredibly tunable. The engine can reliably handle 600 horsepower at the wheels with basic modifications, a tuner, injectors, and a turbo upgrade. Some built LBZ engines are pushing over 1,000 horsepower in competition trucks. The factory specifications were 360 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers were conservative. GM left enormous headroom in the rotating assembly, the block, and the heads. Fourth, the LBZ uses the Allison 1000 6-speed transmission, one of the most bulletproof automatic transmissions ever put in a pickup truck. This transmission can handle significant power increases without modification and routinely lasts the life of the vehicle. The combination of the LBZ engine and Allison transmission is why you see these trucks commanding premium prices with 300,000 miles on the odometer. They're just getting broken in. What should you watch for when buying an LBZ? Injectors are the main wear item. At high mileage, injectors can start to fail, causing rough running and smoke. A full set of injectors costs $2,500 to $4,000. Head gaskets can be an issue on trucks that have been heavily tuned or overheated. A head gasket job runs $4,000 to $6,000. But compared to the catastrophic failures of the engines on the worst list, these are maintenance items, not design defects. If you find a well-maintained LBZ with documented service history, buy it. These trucks are appreciating in value because the supply is fixed and the demand keeps growing. You'll pay more up front, but you'll get an engine that can legitimately last 400,000 miles without a rebuild. Best number 2, Duramax L5P 2017 to 2024. If the LBZ is the legend of the past, the L5P is the king of modern diesel trucks. The Duramax L5P launched in 2017 and represents everything GM learned from the mistakes of previous generations. It's the most powerful, most refined, and most reliable modern diesel they've ever built. The numbers speak for themselves: 445 horsepower and 910 pound-feet of torque. Those are factory specifications, no modifications needed. That's enough power to tow over 30,000 pounds and still have headroom for mountain passes. But power is meaningless if reliability isn't there. The L5P delivers on both. The most important improvement is the fuel system. GM finally ditched the troublesome Bosch CP 4.2 and switched to a Denso HP4 injection pump. The Denso pump is more robust, more tolerant of American fuel, and has shown excellent reliability through 7 years of real-world use. The injectors are also Denso units, matched to the pump. They're piezoelectric injectors capable of multiple injection events per combustion cycle, which improves efficiency and reduces noise. The L5P still has emissions equipment. DPF, DEF, and SCR are all present. But GM significantly improved the calibration and durability of these systems. The regeneration cycles are less intrusive. The DEF system is more reliable. Most owners report minimal issues. The engine block was redesigned with a stronger iron casting. The heads feature an updated combustion chamber design. The turbocharger is a variable geometry unit that provides quick spool and broad power band. In terms of real-world reliability, L5P owners routinely report 250,000 to 300,000 miles without major issues. The forums are notably quiet, which is a good thing. When diesel owners aren't complaining, it means things are working. What to watch for on the L5P? The most common issue is the fuel filter housing, which can crack on early production units. GM issued a service bulletin and redesigned the housing. It's a known issue with a known fix. Some owners report occasional DEF quality sensor errors, but these are typically resolved with sensor replacement under warranty. Compared to the catastrophic failures that define the worst diesel engines, these are minor inconveniences. The L5P is available in the 2500 and 3500 HD trucks. If you need a modern diesel with maximum capability and proven reliability, this is the engine to buy. It's not cheap. New trucks with the L5P start around $60,000. But you're getting the best diesel GM has ever produced. Best number 3, Duramax LMM, mid-2007 to 2010. Not everyone can afford an L5P, and LBZ prices have gone through the roof. If you need a reliable diesel on a budget, the LMM is your best bet. The Duramax LMM was produced from mid-2007 through 2010. It's essentially an evolution of the LBZ with one significant addition. The diesel particulate filter became standard equipment. The core engine is nearly identical to the LBZ, same CP3 injection pump, same proven rotating assembly, same Allison 1000 transmission. The fundamental reliability is there. The addition of the DPF is both the LMM's biggest difference and its most manageable compromise. Yes, the DPF adds complexity. Yes, it requires periodic regeneration cycles. And yes, some owners delete the DPF entirely. Though, I'm legally required to say that's not street legal and will fail emissions testing in most states. But in stock form, the DPF is manageable. If you drive the truck normally, meaning regular highway miles and occasional towing, the regeneration cycles happen automatically and don't cause problems. Issues arise when trucks are used exclusively for short trips and never reach full operating temperature. The LMM produces 365 horsepower and 660 pound-feet of torque, slightly more than the LBZ. The additional power comes from refined tuning, not mechanical changes. Pricing is where the LMM really shines. While clean LBZ trucks command $40,000 to $60,000 depending on mileage and condition, equivalent LMM trucks often sell for $25,000 to $40,000. That's significant savings for an engine that shares 90% of its DNA with the legend. What to watch for on the LMM? The DPF itself can eventually need replacement, typically around 150,000 to 200,000 miles on trucks that see proper use. A new DPF costs $1,500 to $2,000. Injectors are the same as the LBZ and can wear at high mileage. Some LMM trucks experienced cracked pistons when tuned aggressively without supporting modifications. If you're buying a tuned LMM, verify what's been done and whether the pistons have been addressed. For the average buyer who wants a reliable diesel workhorse without paying LBZ prices, the LMM is the smart choice. It's proven, it's capable, and it won't bankrupt you. Best number 4. 6.2-liter Detroit diesel, 1982 to 1993. This last one might surprise you. The 6.2-liter Detroit diesel, an engine that's nearly 40 years old, belongs on the best list. Wait, didn't I just say the 6.5-liter that replaced it was one of the worst? Yes, and that's exactly why the 6.2-liter deserves recognition. The 6.2-liter is a naturally aspirated diesel V8 that produces roughly 130 to 160 horsepower depending on the year and application. Those numbers are laughable by modern standards, but this engine wasn't designed to win drag races. It was designed to work, and it works for decades. The 6.2-liter is mechanically simple in a way that modern diesels simply aren't. No turbocharger to fail, no computer-controlled injection, no emissions equipment. It's iron, steel, and a mechanical injection pump. The injection pump is a Stanadyne DB2, the predecessor to the troubled DS4 in the 6.5-liter. Unlike the DS4, the DB2 is fully mechanical. There's no PMD to overheat, no electronic failures. If it runs poorly, you adjust it. If it fails, you rebuild it. That simplicity translates to reliability. The 6.2-liter routinely hits 200,000, 250,000, even 300,000 miles with nothing but basic maintenance. Oil changes, filters, and glow plugs. That's it. Parts are cheap because there aren't many parts to fail. Injectors cost $50 each, not $500. The injection pump can be rebuilt for a few $100s. Gaskets, seals, and bearings are all standard items. The 6.2-liter has developed a cult following among survivalists, preppers, and anyone who wants a diesel truck that can be fixed anywhere with basic tools. You can work on this engine with wrenches, screwdrivers, and a timing light. No dealer diagnostic computer required. The downsides are obvious. It's slow, really slow. The power-to-weight ratio is terrible by modern standards. Fuel economy is mediocre, around 15 to 18 miles per gallon. The trucks themselves are old and often need suspension, brake, and bodywork. But as a pure engine evaluation, the 6.2-liter is reliable, simple, and cheap to maintain. If you can live with the performance limitations, and many people can, it's a diesel that will outlast your need for it. Those are the 3 worst and 4 best GMC diesel engines you can buy. The worst will drain your bank account. The 6.5-liter with its PMD failures and cracked blocks. The LML with its ticking CP 4.2 time bomb. And the 3.0-liter LZ0 that's failing on brand new trucks as we speak. The best will run for hundreds of thousands of miles. The legendary LBZ that commands premium prices for good reason. The modern L5P that finally got everything right. The budget-friendly LMM that shares the LBZ's DNA. And the ancient 6.2 liters that proves simplicity never goes out of style. If you're shopping for a diesel GMC, use this list. Ask about engine codes, check service records, and whatever you do, don't buy based on price alone. The cheapest truck is never cheap when the repair bills arrive. Watch this video next to learn how to make any GMC last over 300,000 miles. And if you're considering gas engines instead, check out my video on the 3 worst and 4 best GMC engines of all time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.